President Biden met with police chiefs and other law enforcement officials yesterday on how to reduce gun violence across the country, the focus also being on changing firearms laws and an effort to curb the flow of guns in and around the country. For a closer look at the plan from the president, let's welcome in Dr. John Lott, president of the Crime Prevention Research Center, senior advisor for research and statistics at the U.S. Department of Justice Legal Policy Office, and also the author of this book on your screen, Gun Control Myths. Great to see you, Dr. John. Our panelists are here as well, Joe Collins and Scott Walker. And before we start our conversation, I do want to play a soundbite from President Biden at yesterday's meeting. Here's that.
We know there are some things that work, and the first of those that work is stemming the flow of firearms used to commit violent crimes. And you and I have talked about this, Mayor, before. And it includes cracking down on holding rogue gun dealers accountable for violating the federal law. It includes the Justice Department creating 5 new strike forces to crack down on illegal gun trafficking, and the Carters supplying weapons to cities of New York, from New York to the Bay Area.
All right, the president there with the strong focus on stopping those guns. John, what are your thoughts about the president's plan?
Well, I mean, violent crime has soared over the last year. There's no mystery about what's happened. You've had large number of inmates being released from jails across the country. In many places, over half the inmates have been released. Police being ordered to stand down, budgets being cut for police, prosecutors in major urban areas refusing to prosecute violent criminals. Over 92% of violent crime in the United States doesn't involve guns. You know, the president wants to focus virtually exclusively on gun regulations as solution. But the types of programs that he's putting forward are going to make it costly for law-abiding people, particularly poor individuals, to be able to go and buy guns. And if my research convinces me of anything, it's that those are the very people who need guns the most for protection. Police are extremely important. The police themselves understand they virtually always arrive on the crime scene after the crimes occurred. And they understand how important it is that people be able to go and protect themselves when the police aren't able to go and be there. But, you know, this push on everything from background checks to bans, this thing about rogue gun dealers. Everybody wants to stop rogue gun dealers, but that's not what they're going after. This zero tolerance approach for any types of mistakes in filling out paperwork, no matter how trivial, is just a way to put lots of gun sellers out of business. You know, so somebody goes and fills in the county box with the city name. How is that important? But under the zero tolerance policy, they're going to be out of business.
Right. And again, those are the people who are trying to obtain guns legally, Governor Walker here, your thoughts on what we're hearing from John Lott, what he's describing, 92% of these crimes, not even including guns here. I mean, what actions and plans need to be put in place to actually hold criminals accountable?
Well, I've been watching Dr. Lott's data for years. His research is impeccable, and he's exactly right. The best way to fight crime is to lock up criminals. Violent criminals belong in prison, not this early release, not this no bail, no cash bail, not these other things that liberals are pushing across the country, particularly during the pandemic here. And we overall have to reinstate, I should say, confidence in law enforcement. It's not defunding the police, it's defending the police. Making sure they get the support that they need and the resources they need to keep us safe, and then doing like we did in Wisconsin when I was governor, giving people the right to carry and protect themselves so that law-abiding citizens can protect themselves, their families, and their property, and we lock up the criminals and keep us safe as a society.
Yeah, really important points. Joe Collins, we'll get to you on the other side of this break. Dr. John Lott, thank you very much for coming on today. We appreciate it. Panel, stay with us.
Yeah, you know, after the break, we